Do you want to say something?
No, my lord.
You don't even want to apologize to Uganda? I hereby sentence him to suffer death.
Christopher Okello Onyum, a man convicted of one of the most horrifying crimes in Uganda's recent memory, has just become the 93rd prisoner on Uganda's death row, joining a grim population where only 2 are women.
They were 102 about 4 months back, but 9 of them have had their sentence commuted to 50 years according to the 2019 Act, that when a person has finished the appeal process and the government has not executed him in 3 years, then that person can't be executed. The sentence is converted into 50 years. So that's how the number has now reduced a bit, because those who clocked the 3 years have been knocked off the death row.
Even as the shadow of death looms over him, Okello is fighting back inside the condemned wing of Luzira Upper Prison, where all prisoners facing death sentence are held. Barely days after being handed the death sentence, NTV understands that Okello has initiated the appeal process, taking advantage of the 14 days granted by the court to challenge his conviction and sentence.
The information I got from the officer in charge of the process for his appeal has started. Because the process is that when the High Court sentences a person to death, then an appeal is made into the Court of Appeal. Then if Court of Appeal agrees with normally they give a cap 14 days, 28 or 30. That's normally the cap they give. Then any appeal beyond that is called appeal out of time. But it's also accepted as long as there is an application to show that you are appealing out of time, then justifying the reasons. Now from the Court of Appeal, there must be another appeal to the Supreme Court. So when the Supreme Court agrees with the subordinate courts, then there will be one position, the prerogative of mercy.
Should the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court reject his plea, Christopher Okello Onyum's fate will then pass into the hands of one man, President Yoweri Museveni. Only the president's signature on the death warrant will stand between him and the gallows. In a twist of legal mercy, this very process buys Okello precious extra time. While the wheels of justice turn slowly, he will continue breathing, living day by day on death row as the nation waits to see whether the president will finally authorize his execution or allow the sentence to quietly expire into a long prison term.
The final person to sign a death warrant is the president. And I remember in one of his speeches when he was passing out our staff, he said his belief as a Christian had a moral thinking that he doesn't need to sign. But that time there was a lot of murders and robbery, and he was like, I think I'm about to revoke that good thinking, yeah, and he starts signing. But of course it stopped there. He has not. What he has been doing basically has been signing pardons.
I asked Senior Commissioner of Prisons Frank Baine if death row prisoners like Okello and his 92 colleagues are treated differently from other inmates in terms of conditions, rights and daily life.
They are an exclusive wing. Actually for us we call them angels. They even put on white uniform.
The other white that
has strips. That is for them. Of course, because they depend a lot on counseling, we tend to give a humane face so much with them. But still a prison is a prison. No matter where you are, as long as it is a prison, it does not make any big difference.
Uganda has not carried out a single execution since 1999. That's more than 26 years ago. And in all that time, President Museveni has never signed a death warrant. Yet today, the Uganda Prisons Service stands ready. Baine says everything is in place. The facilities, the personnel, the process, and they will act the moment the president puts pen to paper.
The scaffolds are very, very, very okay. Serviced and maintained all the time. The hangmen are there, the execution and the assistants are there. So it is a question of the order. Remember, the ones who do that are prison officers. So we are not lacking any.
He revealed a more nuanced position from the Uganda Prisons Service. While they are fully prepared to carry out executions if President Museveni signs the warrants, the service would actually prefer to reform and rehabilitate those already condemned to death.
When a person dies, what does he learn? For example, even if you talked about this man Okello who killed children, now if you kill him, you will not feel the pain. But when he lives longer, that's when now he gets a chance to understand the magnitude of what he caused. But a dead person doesn't have any remorse. He's dead, he's dead. We have had people who have been on death row and have come out, now are presidential advisors, others even ministers. So for us, we believe in reform. But the law, Article 22 of the Constitution, still permits death by hanging, as long as it is done by, authorized by court.
As Okello's appeal process begins and President Museveni's decision looms, one thing is very clear. Christopher Okello's fate will test Uganda's long and complicated relationship with the death penalty. This story is arguably far from over, and we will continue to follow every single development. Daniel KIBET, NTV, Kampala.